Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and we're going to be playing some Standard today. We're expecting bans on Monday, at least a bound and restricted announcement. It's pretty likely that something from the 4-color Omnath deck is going to get hit, likely Uro, maybe some other stuff. There's a weekend tournament at Star City right now where 59% of the field is Omnath decks and 74% are Uro decks. Which is quite egregious. So with anticipation of that, we're going to be playing some decks. We're just in the casual queue right now, just to test out to see if there's any legs to these types of decks, but like a post-ban. Hoping to run into less 4-color Omnath in the casual queues compared to the Mythic ladder. So what I wanted to try out here is a mono-white aggro deck, probably a little bit more towards mid-rangey. But we do have a few Anthem style effects in white. You have Glorious Anthem, which gives all our creatures 1/1 plus 1/1, and then the second half of Felidar Retreat puts counters on our creatures and then gives them vigilance, as well as makes all our land drops, if we flood out, become creatures as well. Not the best smattering of 1-drops, but Giant Killer is pretty flexible, can deal with some of the bigger creatures in the format. Selfless Savior can protect some of our bigger stuff. Venerable Knight is a 1-mana 2/1. I don't think we have really any other knights. Yeah, so it's pretty much... Oh, we have the Basri Lieutenants. Stonecoil Serpent scales well depending on what part of the game you're at. Early drop. Season Hallow Blade is a way for us to have a pseudo-indestructible. Skyclave Cleric is really here as just a flexible. It could be a land if we need to in a pinch, but it could also be a creature. Some Lava Brink runners, just protection can be relevant, getting around stuff like Gargaroth or Uros. You have Maul of the Skyclave, auto-equipped enchantment that gives flying and first strike, so if we make a really large creature, we can give it evasion. The Glorious Anthems I mentioned, Basri's Lieutenant, makes our stuff bigger, we can put counters on it, works well with the Felidar Retreat as a board wipe insurance. And then one Emiria Call, some Castle Ardenvales, and a Crawling Baron. Then we have Soul Guide Lanterns for Graveyard. I want to try Containment Priest versus like Genesis Ultimatum or Winota works really well. Glass Caskets and Banishing Lights as removal. Arkin versus like big mana decks or stuff like Adventures where they're playing multiple spells per turn. Some Elspeths versus like the Controlier matchups, and Luminous Broodmoths versus heavy removal decks. So let's try it out. We'll play some games with it. I also have Mono Black Devotion that I'm going to try out as well. Traditional standard play. Let's fire this up. Give me 1 sec. Just gonna get my dog. Abby. She didn't see me come in here, and she will just stand on the other side of the door and motor brigade. So hoping to see, I'm hoping like Uro goes, like the best thing would just be like delete like a lot of the ramp stuff. Uro, Omnath, otherwise like it's pretty much the same deck. Like the adventure deck's playing Omnath as well. Okay, so 2 lands here. So the flexibility of these cards here, I think we keep this. Yorion is probably gonna be Omnath. Let's try it. I'm wondering too if we, just for testing purposes of the deck, if we just concede game. If we run into like Omnath a couple times, I might just concede those games just to test this against non-Omnath decks. Alright, we got a gamer here. This might be Doom Foretold on their part. So really want a land here. A little awkward. We can't actually play our 3-drop there. So we play 15 planes and 5 flip lands. So kind of awkward that we've hit no planes here. So I'm playing out Stonecoil here. Can have protection potentially from some of their effects. Okay, so this is just blue-white control. Because if I could get Basri's Lieutenant down next turn, then it protects my board. They're probably going to be like counter spell based. Because if I can stick this Felidor's Retreat, it'll be nice. Blue's definitely going to be neutralized. Let's get their counter spells out here. Okay, they can't beat the Skyclaves. So versus control. So the only downside of playing in the casual queue is you get the control players who don't want to play against your white-based creature deck with no card advantage. Seems kind of silly. If anything, blue-white would want to play against a deck that's playing out 1 to 2 creatures a turn and into board wipes. Might have thought we were Winota. Let me know too, like, if anticipating, like, at least Uro gets banned, what decks you'd potentially like to see. I'm still amassing some of the wild cards. This set's been very challenging to get all the cards for, just between Jumpstart and Amonkhet in the summer, going into the fall set. And just not drawing lions. Okay, we'll keep this. I'm going to put a planes back. Or Skyclave. I think we put a planes back. And I'll play one of these tapped. I guess it didn't really matter. Okay, I'd rather keep the Skyclaves now. So we see our temple here. Temples usually adventures. So in case they have Stomp, we'll play this. Oh, they're a Scoot Swarm deck. So I think this turn we set up for a bigger board. And then play Glorious Anthem next turn. So this could be Team or Mutate. We need to get in as much damage as possible before they start swarming. So we'll go Glorious Anthem this turn. Hey Freebird. During the early streamer event, I ran into... So they have Uro in their deck, but they're probably a ways away. The question is, like, with Giant Killer, do we just play it out here? It was like a white, like, life gain style shell. I think it's probably better in Historic, just because you have more of the support cards. Jeff Hoogland played a like Soul Siblings style deck with it. We can take a look, see what's in there, but like losing a Johnny's Pride Mate and the 4 mana Johnny were some of the ways you got a lot of the payoff there. Okay, so now they're scooting like crazy, and I don't... Well, we still have the Maul, but with Genesis Ultimatum, we're in a pretty bad spot because this just makes multiples. Like at the very least, this forces them. If we can get enough damage snuck through. This isn't going to get big enough. Just pass turn. They're just going to Genesis Ultimatum and put us away here. Ooh, with the Fiery Emancipation. Wow. Alright, opponent machine gunned us there. Every instance deals 3 damage to us, so we can't deal with that. So we're gonna bring in... I think Felidar Retreat's too slow for us here. Probably just want to max the removal and the containment priests here. Let's see what we're looking at. Like I probably want to try to get under them. Hallowed Blade's probably not the best, to be honest. This at least can have protection. Trim and Anthem. Elspeth's also too slow. Bassery we can cut down 1. One more cut. The flying's decent. They'll probably bring in more like targeted removal. Giant Killer's also fine, so probably just another Bassery's Lieutenant. Just want to lower my curve, try to run them down. This is one of the problems, like, with these Simic and Teamer piles, is like your opponent gets to cast like 30 mana worth of cards in one shot. So ideally we're going to hold this to surprise them and exile the stuff. Spike Field Hazard. So we'll just play this out. And then being able to like 1 mana answer our thing. Oh, they're just removal to the max right now. This has more benefit late game. Because I go Lava Brink here. And then I'll put a counter on it. So I think we name Odd with this. Just because it gets around, so like they showed Dragonfire, but this will get around like an actual Resolved Bone Crusher. They have the Dragonfire. Of course. So putting it on this, just because I may want to tap stuff here. Okay, so we might be able to catch this Uro at least. They can't escape Uro this turn. They can escape to the wilds, but that's not enough this turn. Like, our curve's been pretty good. Just like curving out to this stuff. Okay, so now we just hold this up for Uro or Genesis Ultimatum. They are taking 8, 10. So 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're 1 mana short. Or 1 damage short. Okay, that's fine. Again, that's fine. Takes him to 10, but I have 10 power on board. Yep. And we didn't show the Containment Priest, which is nice. Probably run it back. Okay, so they brought in a lot of cheap removal. The Anthems were nice. I'm wondering if we try to find space for a Soul Guide Lantern. Trim a land. Bring in a Soul Guide. We're on the draw anyways. We've lowered our curve quite a bit, taking out some of the bigger stuff. This deck's not like super graveyard focused, and we have a lot of answers for Uro once it resolves. That is promising though. Like, we are able to curve nicely there. And we did get hit with 3 removal spells that game. And they gained 9 life. I mean, it's a curve. Lead on the knight. Have an answer to Scoot Swarm on 3. Would like to find a Containment Priest. 6% chance. These new zendikar planes are really nice. Okay, well, we're not getting Spikefield Hazard on 1 at least. They at least have to wait till their turn 2. Okay, well, we're curving. It's gonna be a no from a dog. Lava Brink and then into Glorious Anthem. I think now we name even. Don't want to get hit with like Scorching Dragonfire. Ooh, they cycle. Stumbled on lands. Let's play this out first. Hey Builds, we are playing Mono White Aggro. We've beat Blue White Control and Teamer's Scoot Swarm. Looks like a non-Omnath variant of Ramp. They got game 1 against us. They were playing Fiery Emancipation, but we won the sideboard games. Alright. Let's run another one. It's feeling pretty good. Not 100% sure on some of the sideboard cards. We may want a bit more interaction main. Yeah, just I'm trying to test out decks considering the bans. Okay, Sand's not that good. Yikes. So Miria Call, we are not getting to 8 mana anytime soon. Probably Felidar Retreat. Yeah, I wanted to test out some lists. Considering bans are coming, most likely just see what other types of decks. I also have like a mono black devotion list that I wanted to give a shot to. So I'm thinking Uro like 99%. I doubt like Omnath should not be a card, especially just with how these formats have been. Because like Omnath is getting played in the adventure decks as well. So banning like Uro's not even the best card in that deck. It's just a piece to the deck. But probably like to see like if they really want to fix the format, Omnath, Lotus Cobra. You know, you could probably keep Lotus Cobra. Omnath, Uro, and Escape to the Wilds. Or even instead of Escape to the Wilds, get rid of Clover. And then get rid of Ugin. Kind of like my wish list there. Okay, so opponent's got these Thieves Guild. We're playing against a blue-black mill deck. You may be right, Max, and it might just be like a culmination of all the cards in the deck. Like, you're just gaining too much mana and too much free value. Like, I do agree Omnath needs to go. So we're going to name... These Lava Brinks will be good at blocking on the ground here. So we're going to name... I really hope Ugin goes. Ugin, like, imagine our deck here. We can have this huge board state, get him in a board stall, and then they just play Ugin and then, like, laugh. Well, I'm not blocking this anyway, so might as well attack. Yeah, it looks pretty bad for them to ban new cards. The thing is, like, banning Fabled Passage hurts a lot of decks that don't have the pathways right now. Like, if you're a Rakdos deck, your mana's awful for any sort of Rakdos aggro. We need some removal. Yeah, we are really... Okay, I'm dead in this one. I can't get around the Scavenger. We need some removal out of the side. So let's go Caskets, Banishing Lights. That doesn't target our own graveyard, unfortunately. This is a flying blocker, so it probably has a bit more utility. Mothra maybe as well. Let's see what we're cutting. Season's Hallowblades seem awful in this matchup. Giant Killer seems pretty bad as well. Let's trim a Glorious Anthem. No, maybe... Excuse me. Maybe we keep the Anthem. Actually, things get pretty big. Skyclave's also fine. Felidar Retreat doesn't do much here, so let's play 3 Giant Killers. Like, one thing I wish they did was stop printing half land cycles, or like partial. Because like if we look at something like Grixis, you can't really play, Esper you can't really play because you don't have the Trinome, and then like some of the aggressive decks, we have literally one non-white source. Um, because like I tried a few different Rakdos builds and like the mana is just so bad because a lot of their cards are like red red or black black. All right, here's my 2/1. So I don't know if bidding the land there is the wisest decision. Oh, it is. So I'm just play this out in case they have some sort of discard. I'd rather have this in play. Go Lava Brink next turn. Glass Casket's a nice draw there. So they might brought in... So this is interesting. Okay, so they do have Lofty Denial. But picking there, because they probably bring in Heartless Axe post-board. But I think you still name even... Or sorry, you name Odd, and then you have Selfless Savior as protection for it. Because it's really just Heartless Act. You can take a point of damage there. I don't know. It's just I made a joke today. I was talking to somebody on Twitter. I'm just like, they can just go ahead and delete Simic, and then we can probably have a healthy standard. What are you gonna make me do? It's probably just discard here. Okay, well that's a fantastic draw. Because if they have removal here, takes their turn. They have to block here. So they've shown a lot of... Let's just play this. They've shown a lot of 4 mana. Alright, ran him down that game. Feeling better. So that we know they have Lofty Denials, so some of these bigger cards might be a little awkward. The Hallow Blades. They also have a lot of discard, like ways to tap us down. Honestly, think we just maybe on the play get rid of a Basri's Lieutenant and play another Giant Killer. We're gonna have a harder time curving out. And again, that game they went 3 removal spells. I think we have to keep this. We have 2 shots at drawing another land. We have 4 1-drops in hand. I have a decent amount of lands too. I'm playing like 20 lands plus another 25 real sources of land. For like a mono white deck's pretty high. What are lands? Baby, don't hurt me. The Knights work nicely because at least they'll put counters on each other. It's probably just Brazen Boar flashing. I mean, like I got spells to cast. Alright, are we going to win on a one-lander? You lofty denied my one drop. And I got a discard. I don't think we're going to get... Man, this hand was like a good hand too. Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna play around Lofty Denial. Or we can't. Okay, you got me with the Drown in the Lock. They're kind of running out of gas here. Ideally, I draw another land here. Oh, shit. Yeah, but I can't beat this missing lands for like 4 turns in a row. A card that consistently makes 2/3 blockers against our deck of 1/1s. That's fine. That's a variance thing. We had 4 1-drops in our hand and had 2 of them bounced. So 2-1 so far with the deck. Let's give this one more run. That'll take us to 4 games, see how it feels. And then I have Mono Black Devotion. So we'll try out the Mono Black deck as well, see how that one works out. There's something, I think there's something here. We can probably refine it. Like literally all my lands are plains. Do this. I think if this is Omnath, this is probably Adventures. Omnath generally doesn't play the temples. Ooh, Sultai. Sultai will actually be a good test if we can beat like removal.deck. Are you doing the 4-color for standard, Isakosa? Jawari's Dispute. It's funny, I don't enjoy playing the Omnath deck in standard because it's basically all mirrors. I think we go Glorious Anthem. Hey, Amerfin. I'll have it up on Aether Hub in the next, like, hour or so, but if you just do .deck, it's up on Stream Decker right now. I was still testing out some stuff just with numbers, so I wanted to see how it played out first. Okay, so let's lead Doggo. Give protection and then give it flying. Between me and you, opponent, can we stop killing my stuff? Jeez. Does this resolve? Oh my god, we had something resolve. Heartless Act before the counter goes on the stack. You know you want to kill it, opponent. That sounds pretty cool. They literally had 3 Heartless Acts. We would have been okay with Stone Coil there. They had the Force Spike land. Yeah, I was saying, I don't enjoy the Omnath deck in Standard, but I've been playing it in historic, actually. I'm 6-0 with it, so I got from like 93% up back to numbers. This has protection. Yeah, so I'm trying, what's it called first? Containment Priest, because it also works well against Winota. Yeah, I just figured they have infinite removal. Okay, so they kind of had a counters. Because what I can start doing next turn too is I can start attacking and then making a counter with the Castle Ardenvale. If we can sneak this out, they hit us with 2 counters into 3 Heartless Axe. This is odd. This gives me, even around Extinction Event now, we have some ways to kind of get around this. Because if the Extinction Event, they either lose their Xeric San, and then I get Stone Coil, or they get rid of Stone Coil, and then I have lethal this way. We need removal into Extinction Event. Another Stone Coil's nice. Shark Typhoon maybe, or just dead. Dead. Nice. Nice. Alright. Took down Sultai. I don't think I want this alone for like that matchup. They have a lot of non-basics. The flyer might be relevant. Maybe Banishing Lights. You can see Elspeth being relevant. I don't think I want Mothra, mind you, because they're heavier on counter spells, and they're going to have Extinction Event, so I don't think it's as relevant. I think we honestly just play this. Felidar Retreat is something we're going to want to try to sneak in. Go down a Glorious Anthem. Hallowblade's not bad. I think I want all these. Do I even want this Banishing Light? Well, they're going to play Gargaroth. So I'm going to want between that have as many answers as possible. Keep the lands. Nah, just play 1 Elspeth. What I really miss in this deck is like 3-mana Gideon. Like that would be something good to bring in this matchup. It gets around their sweepers. Literally what we had last time. How am I getting a bunch of one-landers? Felidar retreats gas in this matchup, so I think we keep it. I'm going to get rid of the Basri's Lieutenant here. If we can sneak this down, Sultai doesn't really have ways to... They might have brought Wilton. Get the counter. Okay, they cycle Typhoon. I saw some people trying out Winota. You'll see like some deck lists here and there. Okay, so we have the Barons. That one's nice as well. I honestly think we just do this. I guess that taps it, which is a little awkward. Okay. We should be able to sneak down. Okay, so that's very good for us. So I'm going to get down the Crawling Barrens, and then we get Felidar Retreat down. So Felidar Retreat in this deck, especially in this matchup, every land that we draw now becomes a 2/2, and then once we have a board state, it's also like another Glorious Anthem style effect. So now they have two things that are wiltable, but they need to decide between that. Yeah, cool card. The next land I'll put counters on things. Do I want to get Stone Coil out? Probably. Because if they go Extinction Event, they get rid of Karavek, and then I have Castle Ardenvale. Sick. 3-1. And we didn't get to play... We didn't have to play Omnath, which was nice. I'm actually impressed that we got through Sultai. Sultai is a deck that's just all creatures. Or sorry, all creature removal. So, I actually really like this one. I think the sideboard, we could refine it further. I may just want these Elspeths to be 2 more copies of Felidar Retreat. But I think the creature package was good. Even this Lava Brink Runner was really nice. It was relevant in a lot of the games we played. Yeah, this one was surprising.